Domenico in the Room podcast with two very special guests. A first for me, identical MMA fighting twins. We have Brett and Brandon, or Brandon and Brett Layton here, who are both fighting on the Cage Titans Combat Night 2 card on September 7th, a little over a week from now. What's up, guys? Thanks for coming on. This is exciting. Twins, identical twins, interviewing at the same time. How you doing?
Doing awesome, thanks. How are you doing, Steve?
I'm doing great, man. I'm excited for you two kids. Brett, you've been there before. You've been there a couple of times. Came away with a win for Cage Titans not too long ago. But now we have Brandon, who's joining you in there for Combat Night 2. How does something like this happen? And first, I like to get to Brandon. Brandon, where did you get your start in MMA or martial arts, and how long have you been training at Lauzon's with your brother?
Well, first started out, I wrestled in 8th grade. I started out with Brian Conrad at Championsville and Champions. He has a great program over there. They just moved to Canton, so if you have kids that want to check it out, you should try it out. But I just started recently at Lauzon's about a year ago-ish.
Okay.
It's been going great ever since making the transition from wrestling to MMA. I love it. I do it every day after work, and that's all I can really say about it so far. So I'm excited to get out there on next Saturday.
Excellent. Well, I've spoken to your brother before, interviewed him. We know he's a wrestler. How was this? I mean, you had a training partner there 24/7. Were you guys kind of competitive against each other, or were you really helping each other build during your wrestling years?
It was a little bit of both. We're competitive, obviously. That's what brought us to the level that we're at right now. We still have a lot to go. We have a lot of goals in mind that we want to conquer, so we just try to train hard, push each other to the max every single day, just like we always have from day one. So we're going to keep it that way.
Excellent. Brett, dude, what's it like, having your brother actually being on a card with you, his first event, first MMA fight? What did you tell him? You know what I mean? What advice can you give him? Even though he's accompanied you each fight, and you guys are basically inseparable at this point, training together, identical twins, always at the show. But what did you tell him getting ready for this fight that you could give him as a brother?
I know his wrestling experience. He's used to competing just like me, so there's not really much I have to say. He's just a beast just like me, so I'm ready to see him get in there next weekend. I know he's going to do well. I have no doubt that he's going to finish him.
Well, here's a great thing, Brett. You're coming off a win against a Triforce fighter. You are both going in there against Triforce fighters. And I know that some of the Triforce crew cross trains at Lauzon's, I think, on Saturdays. You know what I mean? I'm sure that has no effect on each camp. You all are amateurs learning and stuff. But have you ever ran into these two guys in and out of the camp at all? Do they go there to Lauzon's ever?
No, I've never seen them.
Oh, that makes it better then. So I mean, you're not fighting against someone you're training against, but. Like last card, Brett, you went against the Triforce dude, man. To get to that fight, how do you feel about that fight and, your performance in there?
It went pretty well. I could have done better. I didn't take any damage, so that's really good. Just the wrestling, I just reverted back to what I know. All my other skills are coming along a lot better now, so I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, well, every fight you're gonna progress in your abilities and being well rounded. As far as you, Brandon, your first time in there, what's going through your head? I'm sure your brother's like he said, he tells you a couple things, but you got to get in there alone. What's going through your head? Have you had smokers, and what experience as far as fighting live do you have other than sparring with training partners?
I had one exhibition boxing match. It was a while ago. I had a couple smokers. Nothing serious, but just a wrestling competition. I think it just makes MMA fight kind of seamless in a way. But obviously it's going to be something new, so I'm just excited for the most part. I'm not really nervous, anything like that. So a lot of people say that they get nervous for their first fight. I'm not really nervous, so can't
Excellent.
wait.
How's the training been together? You're both around the same weight. Brett, I think you're fighting at 140 and Brandon 145. You fluctuate a couple of pounds here. We know how that goes. But that's great. You guys are, fighting at the same weights. And so you can really get a feel of what you're going to, be expected in there. You're both, I love that you're fighting two Triforce guys because they're both getting ready for you. Um, Brandon, the first time being in there, what are you thinking? What's going through your head, like as far as you know, game planning and as far as with your camp being the first time in there?
I'm just focused on my game plan. I try to bring the fight to him, make him try to play on the defense from everything I have planned for him. So uh, I haven't really looked like too much into their
No.
camp or at all too much, but I'm just excited. Just been working hard. That's about it.
Yeah, well, going in there for your first time and you having the background and watching your brother, I mean, I'm sure you're similar in nature as far as being in there. He grinds people out. That's his nature. And as you progress and, down the lines in the pros, you're going to be able to use, once you're grinding it out, you're going to be able to finish fights with elbows and all that other stuff. But having that wrestling base, that's big in the MMA world. As far as being on the card, how are you excited? This is the second combat night event. It's taking place this time at Plymouth Memorial Hall. Brendan, how you feeling about fighting in front of a crowd? I mean, you've had smokers, fought in wrestling. There are, a crowd there, but it's nothing like what you're going to get at Plymouth Memorial Hall, which you experienced by seeing your brother. What are you expecting and what are you feeling about actually being able to fight in front of a roaring crowd like that?
I'm stoked for it. I actually have another buddy, Travis Dumko, who's fighting on the card as well. He's from Stoughton too, so Team Lauzon, we're going to bring it to them come Saturday. So
Excellent. Well, you brought it a couple of Saturdays ago, or one Saturday ago, with Kate's Titans 45. You had, about 5 fighters in there. Some knocking out people before the fight even got started. How's the camaraderie around the gym? Because here we are, back-to-back cards. But now, mostly this card, Lauzon's is sending in a lot of their amateur fighters, like new amateurs. How's the camaraderie around the gym, and how's it been training with all these fighters getting ready for big fights?
it's crazy. UFC Boston obviously is coming up, so we have a bunch of guys getting ready for that. We'll be there, obviously. I can't wait to see that. It's probably what I'm most excited for this year, so can't wait to see it.
Excellent. I'm going to ask Brett this question because, hey, who's older here?
Brandon, yeah,
By how much?
28 minutes.
Awesome. You look older.
Yeah.
So, to talk about the identical twins thing, being in sports, did you do other things other than wrestle, like baseball growing up or stuff like that?
We played football for 10 years. We played baseball about 5 years. We did a lot of stuff.
Uh,
And we eventually started wrestling.
All right, so being identical twins, did you have fun with it? Did you ever do that kind of switch off thing, playing football? And I mean, it's confusing. You both got the same last names on there. You both got the same initial of your first names. Your parents really wanted to screw people up. So, was there any of that kind of fooling around stuff going? As growing up as identical twins?
A little bit, nothing crazy like you'd expect from a pair of twins, but we got in a little bit of trouble. Nothing crazy though.
What identical twins probably get in a little mayhem here and there. As far as sparring and being at the camps and gym and over there, have you ever played any jokes on Lauzon's or training partners there? Maybe Brandon getting ready for his fight. I mean, Brett getting ready for his fight. He went for 5 rounds or something with somebody, but then fresh Brandon comes in, fakes he's Brett, and then he starts beating the shit out of people because they think he's any of that happening?
No, yeah, none of that
Well,
happens.
think about that down the line.
Usually at the gym, we're not really trying to joke around, so we just
Yeah.
don't think about that type of stuff. But Yeah, it's a different aspect, I guess.
Yeah, it's all business. And then how's that? I
Yeah.
mean, Brandon, this is your first fight, your first training camp, basically. You got to represent Lauzon's. How is that? How they been getting you ready for this fight?
Uh, Everybody at the gym, we have killers over there. Even the guys that don't compete, like they give you good rounds. Anybody will give you a good round over there. You just got to show up, basically. Joe's a great coach. Coach Pomfret, he's awesome. We got good met rounds in with him. He's been helping me with my hands a lot, so I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, I'm just ready to get out there at this point. All the work has been done for the fight now. Now it's just time to rest, recover, and do a little bit more training. Nothing too crazy,
Yeah.
And obviously fight.
Excellent. Your first kind of weight cut. I'm sure you're not killing yourself to get down to weight. It's your first fight. But how's all that going? Your nutrition. I mean, you have your brother that's been. This is going to be his third training camp helping you along. But how's everything been going with that being all new to you?
Couldn't go any better, honestly. Just wrestling. I can see the goods and the bads from what I used to do. Now I have a better formula now, so I'm following that and feel like a machine.
Excellent. Well, Brett, this is your third fight in there. You're a veteran now. You're a veteran in there. So, is this kid ready? Is this kid ready to go in there and represent your name and Lauzon's?
100%.
Excellent. Good answer, by the
No
way. Good answer. Brett, third time in there. What are you thinking, my friend? I mean, more experience in there. Are you looking to? I mean, you've been grinding people out. Even in your loss, that was a grinding fight. Are you? What are you looking to do in there? What are you looking to progress as far as your third time in there?
I just like to dominate however I can. My wrestling obviously is really good, which I like to utilize that a lot. But my striking, it's coming along a lot more than it has in the past. So I'm looking forward to throwing some hands too.
Nice. Well, your third time in there, you're going to be more than comfortable. And you looked at it in the last two fights, man. Coming out of Lauzon's, I mean, they're getting you ready. Like you said, you guys are training against some of the best in the world, and they're always getting ready for fights. As far as here we go, we got a week left for ticket sales and all the stuff. How's that? How's that little competition going? Like, how do you divvy up like who what aunt gets Brett's ticket, what uncle gets Brandon's ticket? How do you divvy up the ticket sales here?
Just all over the place. We're not really too we don't get mad about it. We just kind of split it, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is.
You put it in a pool, kind of, or yeah.
Everybody we know knows each other, so it's goes 50-50, I guess. Like if we're gonna fight on the same card, I would say so.
Well, going in there,
focused on that. I just want to get out there and fight. So.
And bang, dominate. Well, you got being under the Lauzon banner, they're gonna have fighters there, so you're gonna have plenty of fans, plenty of family there. My God, you're gonna have double. Because you're both going there, and fans. You got friends. I'm sure different friends. You don't hang around with all the same people. You know what I mean? Unless you do, but there'll be other people on. They be there. So, are you excited for the Roar? Are you I don't know where you fighting in the card. I would imagine Brandon will be fighting. Kind of fairly when the card starts, and Brett, you'll be a little farther in there. So it'll be cool. You won't be so close together, so you'll be able to see each other's fights. Is there any nerves? Do you get nervous? Like, Brandon, you've been there twice already watching your brother fight. Is there any nerves, and do you think it'll be different that you're fighting on the same card as him, as nerves, or any of that will be in your mind?
No, not at all. Like I said, we have a good camp, good coaches, so they do a great job keeping us composed backstage. Yeah, I'm not worried at all.
Excellent. Well, when I found out about being on both on the same card, I threw it out there. How many identical twins have fought on the same MMA event? You know what I mean? It was surprising. There's quite a bit around the country, around the world, but I'm not sure how many have been in New England. as far as identical twins fighting on the same card. So that'll have to be a question that will rise. Maybe somebody after they watch this interview, they can like throw it on the feed or something. So it's interesting. I don't know how many in New England. Do you know? Do you have any idea?
No, I actually have no idea. I never looked into it, but
Yeah.
it's a good question though.
Yeah, we'll have to ask Mike Pulver when we talk to him, but or somebody will answer the question. Last thing, guys. You know, I'm gonna ask Brett first, and then I'll get to Brendan. Brett, what are you expecting? And last words. What do you want to do in there and show on Saturday the 7th?
Just looking to dominate, looking to show my improvements in the game. That's about it. Just get in, get out, get a finish. Definitely this time. I'm looking to get my first finish in there.
Excellent progression, man. I love this. Love to see it. Would love to see that out of you. Brandon, out of you, same thing. What are you looking to do in there? Last words, and you know, I'll let you guys throw your social media out there and who you want to thank from there.
Basically just go in there, same thing as Brett. Get in, get out. I like that. But it's my first fight, so we'll see how it plays out. I have my coaches with me, everybody, so it's going to be a good time. Hope to see a lot of you guys out there on Saturday.
Well, yeah, you'll definitely see him. It's a huge card full of, you know, amateurs as yourself, some pros in there, and it's a mix of Muay Thai and MMA, and it's a first for Cage Titans because that first one, the only MMA fight fell through, so now we got a few of them. And, you know, I love seeing you two guys in there as brothers and fighting MMA, and, you know, it's going to be a special night for you guys. Last thing, Brett, social media, and then thank yous, and then the same thing for you, Brandon.
Social media on Instagram, follow me at Brett Layton MMA, and on Facebook. I don't really use Twitter too much, so yeah. Thank you to my team at Lauzon MMA, Joe Lauzon, Joe Pomfret, especially Brian Conrad from CBC, my original wrestling coach, as Brian was talking about. All my wrestling coaches in high school, Mike Carroll, Steve Santos. Thank you to you guys.
Same thing for me. And I thank the same people as him, obviously. Thank my family, my mom. She's been helping with the meal prepping for the fight, so that's a big help. I couldn't have done it without her, so thank you. That's about it. Anything for you, Steve?
No, I just want to say thank you guys. I mean, it's been a pleasure. First time I've ever, you know, had two people on an interview, never mind identical twins fighting on the same MMA card and for a Cage Titans event. So I'm so excited for you kids. Excited for Lauzon's. It's a big deal. You're going to be on Flow Combat, so I'm sure there's going to be a little story about how special this is for you. So thanks, guys, for coming on and giving me your time. So here we go. We got Brandon and Brett Layton here fighting September 7th, Combat Night 2, Cage Titans, Plymouth Memorial Hall. It's going to be a special night. I mean, we got Brandon making his amateur debut, and we got Brett the third time in there. So two up-and-coming fighters coming out of Lauzon's. Thanks, guys, man, and we'll see you in a week.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks. See you soon.
Awesome.